Hello and welcome. I'm Patrick Curtis, Chief Monkey of Wall Street Oasis, and this is Monkey to Millions, a show where you get a front row seat as I mentor young students and professionals to try and help them break into their dream jobs. In the first cohort, you'll meet 4 students, all preparing for intense job interviews while trying to also balance a personal life and schoolwork. The goal of this show is to shine a light on the struggles of trying to break into competitive positions with a non-traditional background and to give you a roadmap for your own success. My hope is that as you get to know these 4 impressive students, you are inspired to dream big. Remember, these are real people and this is their true story. Let's get to it. In this episode, we catch up with Victor the same day after he finishes up his Series 7 top-off exam after a grueling few months of studying. Listen to hear why he's headed to Hawaii for a few months and the advice I give him in his ever-shifting plans. Enjoy. Okay, Victor, we were just talking offline. Why don't you give the listeners a little update on what's going on with you? What exams did you just take today?
So I took S7 top-off today, and I did SIE Monday. So unfortunately,
Was the 7 top-off much harder?
Oh, yes, it was much harder. But I'm not going to lie, I was prepping through Past Perfect. So I kind of finished 3 weeks ahead of the schedule. So I've been just prepping, final after final. I try to get my hands on any kind of prep material. So Past Perfect really prepares you, very well for it.
Great.
I think that material that I actually studied was a lot harder than the top 7, to be honest.
Okay. And then so you did SIE, top off Series 7.
And I got only 66 left, and that is due on January 25th.
When do you hear? Do you hear immediately that you passed the SIE?
They give you a little sign, pass or fail. They never give you the score.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I said pass. I'm like, okay, I never know what I got wrong. Or what.
Okay, so you have a few more, and then so tell me a little bit about. Let's let the listeners in on some updates because things have shifted yet again for you pretty dramatically. So go ahead.
So I was supposed to be mobilized by the end of March, by the end of February, which I shared with you and your listeners last time we checked in. I got an email last week that, hey, scratch that, you're not being mobilized. So we, for past 6 months, everything was kind of, thank you very much for doing everything, but you're not being mobilized. We might get back to you on that, and that is not for sure. So
in other words, you're not being mobilized, you're not being forced to move anywhere. You're going to have this year to work
on Wall Street Oasis program.
To work on Wall Street Oasis courses, but work at Fidelity, correct? And in their advisory financial advisor program, right? And so once you pass these exams, is it kind of like next year when do you actually start working with an advisor?
So quick update, I have still to do my 20 days of training because I'm still in the reserve. That has nothing to do with mobilize. I have to still get that done.
Yeah.
But I finished all my drilling for the end of year because of all this. I don't have to do anything other than that. Most likely, once I take the 66, which is the last leg of the exam that I need to take in order to do my role, I'll be back by March, and there's some kind of training for my role in that department. It's around 4 to 5 weeks. So I'm guessing early April I'll start.
Okay, so what are you doing from January through March?
So I'm gonna be most likely in Hawaii. I have to go there.
Rough life.
There for some yes. Probably surfing and doing work. By the way, I hope nobody's listening from the military. Yeah.
So you're going to be in Hawaii,
yes.
Just doing training there?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, cool.
So I'll be in California a couple of days, and hopefully towards the middle of January, I'll fly to Hawaii, finish that, and come back end of February.
Got it. And so what do you have to do in this training? What is it? What type of stuff is it?
Really have no idea. It's Hawaii. I'm going. I said that, sign me up. It's 20, 29 days, 30 days, something like that. I don't exactly know, but I told them, man, I'm glad, just sign me up, anything, I'll go.
Okay. And so you're doing that. You talk to Fidelity. They're cool with you starting in March, April.
Yes.
Very good. So, and I assume the military pays for everything for
that training. Yes, they do.
Yeah, the trip and everything. That's good. Cool, man. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a fun experience. So yeah, what can you do in the meantime? I guess you have some time once you pass these exams, or
I,
what's
I'm
left?
gonna work on what I left off with the Wall Street Oasis, the Excel. So I'm like about
Cell
30.
modeling. Okay. Yeah. What about kind of just starting? I know you have the job and everything. Like, what about starting to build some of the network? You're going to stay in Salt Lake.
For at least a year. Eventually, I want to transfer to branch in California.
Yeah.
So at least a year I'm going to be here. I have to be in my role in order to transfer.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, maybe it makes sense to keep building up relationships with some people in
Yes.
California, whether it's LA or San Francisco or wherever you want to be.
What I'm going to go to, because I'm going to go study at my friend's house for this last exam, because I want to have the kids over for the New Year's and Christmas and all that. And
Yep.
25 days, because I was told it's kind of a hard exam, not because it has a lot more calculations. It's more of like the lawyers wrote that, and lawyers. So nothing against lawyers, they have to make everything complicated. So they told me to take it easy, all the regulations and everything. So I want to kind of have like environment study there. So I'm gonna go like at least maybe half a day or something like that. Drive to the branches, just maybe call beforehand, and then pop in for like 10-15 minutes of coffee if I can talk to.
Where's this?
In California, like they have the Huntington Beach area, they have in San Diego.
LA area.
Yeah, LA area.
So you're going to come down here to study and stuff, you said?
Yes, stay at my friend's house and study for it.
You're just going to be surfing the whole time, aren't you? No, just kidding.
Early in the morning. I can't surf at daytime, so it has to be like early morning, 6-7 o'clock, or late afternoon. So everyone is home by day. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be good. So yeah, I think it'd just be smart to start building those relationships. Have you done that at all with people in LA area?
On the phone, view like a financial advisor as an investment consultant, which is the role I'm looking to transfer, hopefully.
Investment consultant, what is that?
It is basically one up role what I'm doing right now, little better hours.
Up above the FA?
Above the role that I'm doing, but it's in branch and it's far more like client facing.
Okay.
Than kind of like a back office job that I'm doing kind of thing.
Yeah. So the financial advisory role, you're really kind of just supporting the investment consultant, is that?
Yes, pretty much. Yes, I would say, based on understanding. Yes.
Yeah. Well, hopefully with the training, all stuff, you can really get a feel of that stuff. Well, maybe in this networking, you can chat with them and they'll give you a better feel.
Yes. That's
cool, man. Well, yeah, I would do that and also just talk with other people in other finance related fields in the LA area just to start building up that network. Be like, hey, I'm probably going to be here in a year or two, just trying to meet people, understand what you do. I'm not looking for anything right now. I have a job with Fidelity and blah, blah, blah. I think this is the best time to really be networking when you don't need anything, right?
Yes, of course.
So, just building up genuine relationships and friends, and it'll be nice when you go there too. Maybe there'll be like friends that you can go out with and stuff.
Yeah. That's the kind of goal. I have a lot of months, so I want to kind of whatever I can squeeze in, like maybe shoot them an email, call them up, and say, hey, do you mind meeting me for like 10-15 minutes for a coffee?
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the update. That's it.
That's it. I'm glad it's over. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a month of like a Monday through Sunday study. Like I did not really take a break, which is what I finished way earlier than. So
it's crazy. How many hours did you study?
I put in I actually had it on a wall, but I had to take it off because they do like 360 everything. As you see it, nothing is back there. Everything is clean because they have to do camera check. I did
because virtual. Yeah.
So I have to check everything. So I did I'm not gonna probably 145 hours.
It's a lot. Yeah.
So which brings me to the WSO program. I am gonna, if I can do this, I can do that too, actually.
Yeah, the elite modeling package, you can probably get done in if you do it really well, probably 50 to 60 hours if you're
I want to master it. So I want to be master. So I want
you can watch a lot of it. That's like the theory parts. You can watch at 1.5 times speed if you already kind of are familiar with the material, and then take your time with the actual exercises and the modeling. So that's what you really want to keep repping on.
Cool. That's a good idea.
But yeah, man. Well, congrats on that. I don't think we need to keep you or talk more. I think you kind of know what you're doing. But yeah, just take advantage of these few months.
I will.
Even if you're in Hawaii, if it's not crazy, you may not get this time for a while. Maybe Fidelity will be more rigorous than you think. So don't assume.
No, I'm gonna try at least I set up and get 4 or 5 calls, maybe 3 to 5 calls to kind of check in with people, talk to them about like you said, about the
3 to 5 calls. What do you mean?
like a weekly to like send an email, try
Yeah.
to.
So you might have to actually, I mean, and what about your actual network on LinkedIn? How have you been requesting LinkedIn? I know you've been studying, but have you
I
done anything
haven't
with that?
done anything since like end of October that I started doing this.
You might want to, now that you have a little bit of time, you might want to just make it a daily habit to reach out to like just to connection request of like 20 people, or have like one day where you request 100 people. Just it literally, you could just do it in an hour, 1 hour a week.
Yeah, it's very doable. And a quick question: should I like shoot email based on Georgetown or military, or should
Yeah,
I?
you start with that, but then branch out, like in look at LA region, start with LA and just connect with all like consultants, investing consultants, financial advisors there, connect with traders there, connect with anybody in like banking there,
Okay,
corporate finance,
doesn't matter, right?
yeah,
Anything.
anybody in corporate finance there, because it's all interconnected. So if then you really know the finance community well in LA, it's going to serve you really well when you're trying to transfer there.
Perfect, perfect. And last thing I have to kind of emphasize is I went to school and I love the school I went to. I majored in national finance and I think I did well. But this month of studying SIE and S7 taught me far more than I need to know about securities industry, how the investment banking works, than anything else that I've ever done on my own, which is it was awesome. Like everybody was complaining and kind of like, I don't like this.
Yeah, it's a lot of theory though. I mean, wait, when you take the WSO stuff, you'll be like, oh, this is practical. Like this is what you're going to do on the job for like banking and for like finance, like especially the Excel modeling, like that's applicable to like so many careers. If you're good in Excel, it helps you everywhere, even if you're a startup entrepreneur and you need to like run scenarios and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely run through that. And then, yeah, please, like, I don't know, choose something on your calendar. I don't know, make it like a Thursday morning from 7 to 8 a.m. or 8 to 9 a.m.
Just requesting.
Yeah, just request 100 people on LinkedIn and be like, hey, I'd love to grab some time to chat, just to keep that funnel building. Because if you do that, it's really what the habits you're building consistently week in, week out is what's going to eventually make the big gains.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
It's not, and you had this hit with Fidelity within pretty fast when you started doing that. Like, so why are you, but like you could, other opportunities could open up for you. So like maybe in a year when you're ready to transfer with Fidelity, maybe there's a much better job waiting for you.
Awesome. No, I'm there with you. I'm like while you're telling me, because I never expect, I was working like 3-4 jobs in between trying to do this. And I have one job and it's just like a much better opportunity. So
yeah. So like from there, like I just would encourage you not to like see it as as a time when you need it. Right. Like, so now you're in a really good spot. This is the time like where it's so easy to network and then people actually are more willing to talk to you.
Because I'm not looking for a job.
You're not looking for anything. You're just really genuinely building connections and want to understand. You want to understand because you don't really know, and I don't know LA that well, but you don't really know like what are the big industries in LA, or where are like the finance jobs in LA, where are the best finance jobs in LA? Is there some really cool startup there that has like a corp fin or corp dev or corporate finance position that would be amazing to be at?
I'll reach out and I'll just start with the military in Georgetown and then reach out.
Yeah, anybody in the West Coast military, Georgetown, or just Georgetown military anywhere in the world. But if there's a big enough group in LA, do those. But then hit up anybody in finance, any finance roles in LA.
Okay, and once they accept it, I'm just gonna shoot an email and set up a 5-10 minutes phone call first, and if they want,
and then put the right inbox reminder on it, so you're following up, and then they get down your funnel. And it'll be nice because on Thursdays you'll be like, okay, what happened? From last week, did anybody respond? Oh, I got, out of the 100 I sent, I got 20 acceptances. And out of those, I sent emails to, and they all ignored me, but I'm going to send my follow-ups right now. And look, I have 3 new calls booked.
Is Thursday necessary? Can I do them Saturday or is Thursday?
Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, any day. Just pick a day and put it in the calendar. So like when it comes on your calendar, you're not like, just have a search ready in LinkedIn with a tab pulled up and just start going, click, connect, paste your little short message, connect that, paste, connect that place, just go down it. You could write a script to do it for you, but it literally is going to take you less than an hour.
I rather do like with the individualized messages than, script, so that, they actually feel like I'm trying to actually learn, not to check box,
So I would recommend doing that because that hour is kind of like you're paying your future self with like opportunities.
No, I totally understand. I haven't done it. I'm not gonna even like pretend that I have since the minute we started like a whole license program.
Of
Fidel.
course, you're busy. No. Like you had to pass the exams first. That's your priorities. But now, as things open up for you, as you go to Hawaii and you're like doing this military training, yeah, party, have a good time, but then just carve out at least
My partying is just surfing, to be honest. That's my part, and that's what it is.
party, surf. If you're gonna surf 3-4 hours a week, I'd hope you could put in an hour of.
Yeah, absolutely. No, definitely. I mean, definitely. That's the goal. Quick question. Sometime maybe in January, if I like kind of want to kind of run this by you by messages, how am I going my process? Because you taught me, I know in October, maybe 10-15 minutes. Would that be possible to kind of?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can go through it. Yeah, we have the whole follow-up, the templates for the follow-up, how often you follow up, how frequently you follow up. We can review all that.
Perfect. That would be great. So kind of like a refresher. I'm going to try it on my own.
Yeah. I mean, you want to be persistent, but not annoying. So like after you send the initial email, there's no response. You follow up in one week. If there's no response there, I'd give it 4 to 6 weeks, one more time. And there's nothing, then I'd wait 6 months, 6 months or a year even. And then an update of like, hey, here's what I've been up to. It's like you have a whole chain of talking to yourself with this one person.
No, the goal is that, and again, I'm kind of putting the cart way before the horse here. But once I have now I have SIE S7, and I have S6 to 6, and I'm going to start working on the side like Wall Street Oasis, all the programs that you have. I'm putting hours and doing all that, the 2 days, the seminars or whatever it's called, the workshops that
the boot camps. Yeah.
So down those, I'm going to put them on my resume. Plus, I'm going to start doing hey, I'm studying for the financial, what is that? CFPs, right?
CPEs.
Not the CPEs, not the CFPs, the financial consultant, something. Oh my God, at the tip of my tongue, I forgot.
It's fine. Point is,
there are 4 exams that you pass one by one. CFAs, yes. Yeah.
Oh, you're going to start doing the CFA study.
Yes, that's the CFA on the side, and it's kind of like a kind of building a resume. I heard it's a good marketable.
It's a good career move especially if you're in the markets.
Yeah.
Not really necessary if you're going to banking or corporate finance or corporate development or FP&A. No, I mean, it should, the employers aren't going to like ding you for it, but it's not going to give you, for the amount of time you're going to need to spend to get it, it's not necessarily the best use of your time.
Okay, then I'm glad that I'm talking to you. Then I'll do.
But if you're going to be in the markets, if like you stay a financial advisor, you become that investment consultant, the CFA could, I think the CFA is a good place, especially if you ever want to actually be on the buy side and be like at a hedge fund or.
Yeah, it was just more of like a marketable skill while I'm at it, to kind of get this going. Because once you start rolling, it's awesome. The habits I develop, like you said, it just keeps moving. And I don't want to stop that. So whatever I can throw in that inferno, to just stay in there.
Keep building skills, man. It can't hurt you. It doesn't hurt. It's just a question of like, okay, the CFA, the level 1, I think is actually pretty not that bad. I heard 2 is really hard. So maybe you just want to get the CFA level 1 just to show
that I can do it.
That, and just stop and don't try to become a full CFA. Just so like you can, it's just another bullet on your resume. You know what I mean?
Awesome. Well, I'm being more of I'm using a sounding board. It's like, okay, this is I got this. Is not.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on where you want to end up, right? If you're like, hey, I really love the markets, I want to be a trader, I want to be at a hedge fund, or equity research. Yeah, the CFA absolutely will get you more looks.
To be honest, I don't know. Really, I don't know. Like, if you asked me a year what I wanted to be, and now I want to be, I'd rather be ready for the opportunity as it comes than.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I think that's also where this networking, this 1 hour a week of just 100 connections a week, that's also where these calls are really helpful. If you genuinely show interest and try to really figure out what each job is about, what the day-to-day is like and what fits your personality best, that's on you. Like it's so you can read on Wall Street Oasis or any of these blogs, like what a job is like, but actually talking to somebody who's in it day to day and getting honest advice is, I think, really valuable.
Awesome.
So like, just do that, because I can tell you about banking. I can tell you about restructuring. I can tell you about private equity, but I can't really tell you about like corporate finance, corporate development, and these types of roles. Or, I mean, you can listen to the podcast and that helps, but I think it's good to just, you can be building your relationships and really learning at the same time.
No, perfect. Makes perfect sense. Yes, you're right. Absolutely. This is
I'm excited for you because like, I feel like you can breathe now.
Much, much, much better. And I'm really it's been a year.
You seem happy.
far happier than I was since, like, I remember last year, right? I talked to you on the phone.
Last year was brutal.
Yeah, that was like
you're in rough shape.
Yeah, just somebody cut my legs out out of me. So I had no idea what I'm about to do. And then, like working those again, I have nothing against service jobs. I've done this so many times. It's just like it felt really bad coming out of college and all that experience and everything. It's like
that's why the networking. I mean, and there's so many people in your shoes. That's why just knowing how to just even talk to people, knowing how to even just where to start, just to use LinkedIn, like it's so underutilized. There's a guy I just did a podcast with, David. This guy was a truck driver. He's now a valuation expert, making close to $200,000 a year within 5 years. From nothing, his family's from nothing. His parents got divorced when he was going through a great financial crisis. His dad lost his job. He ended up losing his job. He was working in service businesses, waitering, doing all this stuff, hard worker, nice kid. Eventually he went to community college, did this whole thing. Like his whole story is really inspiring because he just wanted to improve himself and wanted to learn. And you know what his best thing was? He just he attached him. He always raised his hands to do the crap jobs. When people were like, hey, who wants to learn this? Everyone's like, I don't want to. He was a hard worker. He would raise his hand and learn it. And then he would he would get everybody together for the softball game or this charity event. He would be the one managing all that. So he ended up meeting all these people from different divisions. And then they're like, well, hey, we really hit it off at this charity event. They were building a house together. He's like, oh, and the guy's like, hey, why don't you come work for me? He's like, okay. And so he goes there and he just gradually went like this to the point where now he's at a place where small boutique, he's got a ton of autonomy. He's feeling good. He's learning. He's making bank.
That's awesome. Isn't that like a life's all about relationships? Technical knowledge is good.
It is. I mean, he's investing in himself. He's a hard worker. You can't get there just faking it. Of course. Once you're out of school, the name of school will get you so far. But once you're out of there, and you're working, the people don't give a they just care if you get your work done. You're good. You're a good team player.
They don't. If anything, in Fidelity, I'm using a Georgetown as a pressure point that I have to prove myself to myself every single day. I can't just run,
Yeah. So it's good. I mean, it's good you passed the exam. You're studying hard. You're getting those habits back.
Yes. Yeah. It was a long time coming. I was always a good student. It was just kind of got thrown off a little bit, but yeah.
Cool, man. Well, good to hear. I'm happy you're happy.
Thank you.
And I'm excited for where you can go. But yeah, just take that story to heart because that kid, he went to community college and then a public UMass. So UMass in Boston. That's not a that's like a negative target school. That's nobody comes from UMass Boston. It's very rare UMass Boston to be doing that well.
Very impressive, and I know community colleges are very looked down on, and I understand why. But
he had no money. He had to work to pay his community college himself, and he had to work on the side part-time at nights. And then he had an internship at State Street in Boston. He was working part-time, working with them during the day and then doing night classes. So
amazing.
Back office, clearing trades, the most boring, mind-numbing work you can do, but he just did it and he ate shit for a while.
Yeah, well, you pay the fees in uniform. Is that what? Yeah.
All right. Anyways, it's a good lesson. Definitely carve out that time. And then next time we chat, maybe we can chat in, I don't know, maybe in February or something.
In January, probably right before I leave.
Oh, will you be in Hawaii? I can maybe you can get a beach behind
you. Okay, I will. I'll
make pina colada. And you know what I'll do? On my background, I'll put a beach. This is a green screen, so I'll put a beach behind me. So I'll pretend I'm with you.
I'm there, yeah. Awesome.
We'll share a drink, okay?
Yeah, we'll do that, definitely. We'll do that. When I get to Hawaii, we'll do that.
I'm not kidding. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a beach behind me in that episode.
That's fine. And I'll go to the beach and I'll set it up for that half an hour. We can't just walk through. But I'm not going to have this 3-screen setup. It's going to just be laptops. So we're going to
that's fine. That's fine. That works. All right, man. We'll talk soon.
Have a great weekend. Thank you so much, Patrick. Bye.
Bye.
And thanks to you, my listeners at Wall Street Oasis. If you have any suggestions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to send them my way, Patrick at wallstreetoasis.com. Until next time.